You must first set yourself in order before you can try to put reality into order. And by reality, I mean the physical world. Ultimately, your internal state is just as real as this physical world. But a lot of you have been conditioned into believing otherwise. Into believing that what you see with your own eyes is more real than what you feel with your own body and mind. It's not. It's just the most obvious sense out of all of them. Seeing is such an obvious one. It's so much stimulus. You see all these colors, you see all these things, you see people, you see things in front of you. Of course, it takes up your attention and it takes up your sense of identity as a result. Because what you put attention into becomes you. Now, before I go deep into that, let me discuss what I mean by the title, which is the idea that you must first set yourself in order before you try to handle the physical realm. Why? Why is this the case? Because everything you see outside of you is a effect, it is a result of something within. You can only see what you are. Only. And that is why people who are broke, they only see excuses. Financial excuses are all they see. When they see a rich person, they think that guy must have done something bad to get his money. That's what they think. Because they only see what they are. On the contrary, if you make good money and you look around, you don't see excuses. You instead appreciate and you show recognition for those who are successful. Let me just cross the street real quick. Okay. Every morning what I do is I meditate, I journal, and I read. Without fail. These three I consider the three most important habits to set yourself in order. To fix yourself internally before you try to handle everything that comes at you in this external world. You see, it can't be understated the power of getting into a better state before you interact with people, before you interact with things outside of you. I'll give you two examples. Imagine you wake up late, you're tired, you're hungover, you're not in a good mood, you just had a bad dream about your ex, and then you go to work, go to your little 9-to-5 job where your boss starts like fucking yelling at you. You feel like shit. Now you're angry. Now you're performing worse at work. And then afterwards you're feeling so shitty that you just want to eat shitty food. And then you don't go to the gym because you had a long day. And then you watch TV to wind down, to relax. When really TV is just programming your subconscious mind into whatever you're consuming. You're not really relaxing in that sense. You're more like a zombie that's being wired to be something. But anyways, you do the TV stuff, and then you go to bed and you have a shitty night's sleep because you didn't really push yourself in any way at all, so your body's actually kind of awake. Your mind is restless. And then you wake up and you do it all over again. That's like one life, right? Horrible life. A lot of guys live that life. And I actually excluded some bad habits that men do, such as jack off, smoke weed at the end of the day, fucking scroll your phone in the morning and at night in your bed. That's one life. Now look at the other life, where you implement what I'm telling you, which is to fix yourself first before you handle the world. The other life, you wake up on time, whatever that time is, whatever you set to tell yourself to wake up. It could be 8 a.m., it could be 7, it could be 5, it could be 6, it could be 3. It could be whatever you want it to be. You wake up at 5 or whatever. You get up, you brush your teeth, because that's the first thing you do. You take a piss, because that's the second thing you do. You wash your hands, you wash your face, whatever. You go to the couch, you meditate 15 minutes. You breathe deep. You sense the thoughts that are lingering after the sleep you just had, and you let them go. You don't have an attachment to these thoughts. You don't have an attachment to the emotion you feel. You don't have an attachment to anything. You don't have an attachment to the excitement you have towards the day. You don't have an attachment to anything. And then after you do that 15 minutes of meditating, you feel you're in a more peaceful, grounded, composed state. Once you're in that state, you read. And you read something positive, something meaningful, something that will add to your life. You read. 15 minutes later, you're more inspired. You have more thoughts that are positive. Your focus is now on something deep and meaningful, as opposed to whatever your focus was when you woke up. Your brain is also more sharp and awake because you pushed it by reading, by trying to read too. Because guys, when you read, I don't mean you just look at the words and you just let them scan through your mind. I mean you really try to digest the information and fully be present with each word, each period, everything in that book. Fully be present with it. You read, you soak it up, you feel good, feel better. I guarantee you'll feel better. And then you meditate, not meditate, and then you journal for 15 minutes. You write what you're proud of, what you're grateful for, what you're excited to do. Is there anything you regret from the day before? And what are you going to do today? What are intentions you'll place on today? And then you just free write whatever you want to free write. You create. You express. And then once you're done with that, you put your journal away. Now you have a strong intention to your day. And then you go on a walk like I just did. And you feel at peace. They say you conquer your morning, you conquer your day. There's a lot of truth to this concept. At the end of the day, I don't want you to place any importance or dependency on anything too much. At the end of the day, I can wake up and not do these things and still have a good day. I don't need to do these things. What I will say is it never hurts to work on yourself, and specifically your mind. Because guys, that is where things begin, right? If we go back to the beginning of this video, where I was telling you that everything you see is a result of something within. So, back to the example, where the guy who woke up and did all these things, and now he's in this peaceful, intentional state, and he's inspired by whatever he just read. And he's not like overthinking shit. He's not like thinking about something that happened yesterday, because he already kind of let it boil through his meditation, and he already wrote about it, so he already kind of has his own thoughts about the whole thing. So this guy, he goes into his work, or whatever he has to do, refreshed, anew. And now guess what he sees in the world? He sees that. He sees the positive things that align to what his mind is on. He sees the positive. He has a conversation with someone. He brings up the book, what he talked about. Someone asked him about something that he journaled about, and then he had a clear answer. But people can, more than anything, everyone can feel your peace and your sense of certainty and control. So you got to ask yourself, how different do you think that person's day becomes when he starts off like that, as opposed to the other guy? the day is so different that they are nowhere near the same. And the ROI you got from that first hour of your day was more than worth it. It came back just exponentially compounded. And now imagine if your whole life you stick to this routine. The reason for all your troubles is a lack of awareness and understanding of your own mind, emotions, and body. It's the reason for all your troubles. Everyone's trying to attack the world without first getting themselves in peace. It comes down to this. Level 1, well, level 0 is you don't do shit. You're just a fucking leaf in the wind, doing drugs and having a shitty life. Level 1 is you actually want to improve your life, but all you think about is the physical realm. You think about, improving your shape, your body. You think about making more money. You think about all these things, right? You chase. But the next level is to cultivate more from within. You see, I'm here to tell you that nothing's wrong with gaining things in the external world. There's nothing wrong with this. The problem occurs when you feel like that's the solution to all your problems. The real solution to everything is always within you. Every solution is always within you. And that's why I preach what I preach, because I want people to find the solutions within themselves before they try to find it outside. Because to their detriment, they're going to realize that there's nothing outside that you don't have within. Nothing. Now, if you like this sort of content, feel free to follow me. I post this stuff all the time. Feel free to watch the channel. There's a bunch of videos just like this one. And if you want to work with me one-on-one to level up your mindset, your discipline, your social confidence, and your dating life, link is in my description to apply to work with me personally. If you have any questions, DM me on Instagram, Sergio Chavez Coach. That's all for this video, guys. I'm in a very peaceful mood. Haven't had coffee yet. I'm going to have that. That's going to put me in an excited mood. Have a great day, all right? Take care of yourself. Let's go. Peace.